Tonight, a completely predictable plot line. Conservatives are upset with an athlete for saying something that they don't like. Caitlin Clark, she is Time's Athlete of the Year, and she told the magazine that she benefited from white privilege on her way to fame in the WNBA. That's a league where most players are black. Podcaster Megyn Kelly heard that and lost it. She said, quote, "She's on the knee, all but apologizing for being white and getting attention." Kelly wrote on X, "The self-flagellation, the, oh, please pay attention to black players who are really the ones you want to celebrate. Condescending, fake, transparent, sad." Clark responded to those comments today. Listen.
I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important, and that's something I'm very aware of. And like I said, I try to just be real and authentic and, share my truth, and I think that's very easy for me. I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and that's kind of been how it is my entire life.
Joining us at the table is CNN contributor Cari Champion. She's the host of the Cari Champion show on Prime Video. She might also be our Caitlin Clark correspondent. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to get to Scott Jennings' sigh in just a moment.
Yeah.
But, Cari, what I don't understand about this, Caitlin Clark never asked to be this avatar of race, right? And basically that is what she is saying. I didn't ask for this. Why are you making me this person? And now people are mad about that?
Yeah, it's really interesting because since she came into the league, we have to talk about the attention that she has received. She's a phenomenal player. I've never seen anybody shoot the ball the way she shoots the ball in the WNBA. I'm just being honest. She, early on in her collegiate career, reminded me of Steph Curry, and that's where all this attention came from. But before she entered a league that started in 1997, there were the Lisa Leslies and the Dawn Staleys and the Sheryl Swoopes of it all, who really built this league, and they weren't getting the attention because, let's face it, the league was built in a way in which it wasn't mainstream. And all she's simply saying is that I want to respect those who come before me. Now, conservatives do one of two things that I am so fascinated with, especially when it comes to her. Either they whine or they bully. So now it's time to do both. They're bullying her when she decides to just like a post about Taylor Swift post about Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris. They
endorsing
unfollow her,
voting,
like saying go vote, and then they unfollow her in droves. And then she says, "You know what? I am so grateful for all this money I make. I'm making more money than most of these women will ever see in their lifetime because I am a great player, but I'm also someone that they are using as their message person, that they are using me as a conduit to get their message out." And she says, "No, I don't want any of that. I'm grateful, and hopefully I can shine some attention on Bakari because no one's paying attention to Bakari." And so I'm going to give Bakari some attention because you know what? Thank you for keeping this league alive, Bakari. Everything that you've done has really got to the point where I can be here and benefit in this moment. And Megyn Kelly, saying she's on a knee apologizing because she's white, she's acknowledging the reverse DEI that no one wants to talk about. She has a privilege. She has been in this league for a year? And she makes more money than the people who built this league, and she understands there's a reason. Not because she shoots the ball well. Yes, that also helps, but there's another reason, Scott. There's a reason that says I'm white, and it's a privilege, and people love me, and I'm okay with that, but I want to also acknowledge everyone else. Why is she being bullied?
Why is that wrong?
Why is she being bullied for acknowledging something that's smart, truth, and factual?
Well, a couple things. Number one, whether you're an athlete or anyone else, if I hear you use the phrase "my truth," I immediately then discount everything else you say because there isn't my truth or your truth. There's just the truth. And when you start using phrases like that, it tells me that
not true.
Your brain has been captured by something that I don't really respect.
That's not true.
Number two.
That's not true.
Number two, the attention the league got this year was amazing, and it was all because of her. She is an amazing player. The arenas were full when she played in them. The TV ratings were up when she was on television. That's undeniable. But the league still lost like $40 million this year. And it's never made money. And to me, when you're talking about having respecting people who built something, what did they build? A league that loses money every year? She has the capacity.
What do you mean, what did they build? What do you mean, what did they build?
What kind of a business did they build?
They've had a business model that has allowed women who have never had a professional sport here in America, in the United States of America, to play. They've kept it alive as opposed to sending them overseas. That's what she's built. That's what they've built.
This is the problem with the conversation about race in this country that we've never tackled. Because there are two things fundamentally wrong with what Scott said. The first is when you say things like "my truth," right, and you just tune that out. My truth is just vastly different than yours. It's not just the truth. In fact, one of the things I would like to just help you understand is that the definition of white supremacy, do you know what the definition of white supremacy is? It's when you feel like equality is oppression. And for some reason, it gets so entangled because people just simply want equality, and you feel like that's taking away something from you. I'm not dare saying that anybody at this table is a white supremacist, but what I am trying to do is at least educate you on what the truth is. And so we both come from different, we want the same America for our children, but we come from different places. We don't necessarily want equality. Some of us just want equity, right? And all I'm saying about Caitlin Clark is...
That's a different statement.
All I'm saying about, it's not a different statement. All I'm saying about Caitlin Clark is this. I have a bias against Caitlin Clark.
Yes,
just innately.
You have said it, yes.
And I want to be extremely clear because I'm a South Carolina Gamecock fan, and she took away one championship from us. But I also recognize that Caitlin Clark knows something that this is the second point. The first point was my truth. The second point is, Scott, you cannot denigrate. You cannot simply say that Dawn Staley and Lisa Leslie and Sheryl Swoopes and all these women who do something insanely better than all of us at this table did not build anything that you can't respect. Yet the league wasn't built in a way that would make money. That's not what it is.
That's not what it was for.
But these ladies gave their all. The Sue Birds of the world. I mean, we don't even talk about
you can go down the list.
But you can go down the list. And so that's my only point.
But
I'm hoping that you're able to understand that.
But Scott, you're saying, but Scott, it's disrespectful for you to say, what have they built? There are little children right now, little girls at home hoping that they can play in what they call the WNBA. And the reason why it's still up and still running, whether it's losing money or not, is because of these black women who are in this.
Wasn't it because of the investors?
No, Scott, stop it. You stop it now.
It's not. I was in Dickey's arena.
Who pays for it?
I was in Dickey's arena. Let me just tell you, I was in Dickey's arena on Sunday. Because I travel, follow my Gamecocks basketball. Something fascinating happened. Dickey's Arena, TCU, right? Haley Van Lith. They averaged 3,000 people a game.
Yeah.
The Gamecocks came to town with Dawn Staley. You had 9,000 people in Dickey's Arena. You know who benefits from that? The concession workers, the city, etc. After the game, hundreds of people around there just to shake Dawn Staley's hand. What you have to understand, and we have to get out of this, is there's a level of empathy that we have to have and understanding that we have to have, and we have to just stop being so abrasive, caught in these social media moments when we're talking about issues of race.
This is exactly what I was about to say, which is that, listen, Jeff and Scott, my dear colleagues, you don't have to defend this.
You don't.
Okay?
You could just say
it doesn't have to be.
Defend what?
The idea that Caitlin Clark should be denigrated for simply saying that she entered a league that other players who came before her were black, helped build. There's nothing controversial about that, and it doesn't need to be.
It feels so bland.
Yeah, she
it's
doesn't
like
need to
bland
be.
and gracious.
Why are people attacking her for that? I don't understand.
I don't know. I feel like it says more about the people who are getting offended by it than her.
I think they're just disappointed that she appears to have been captured by the woke mob.
You don't like the way.
Here's the disappointment.
It's the white privilege. Let him articulate this, because I want to learn something.
I feel a little bad for her, because she's going to learn that it will never be enough, no matter how much of the phrasing, no matter how much of the groveling you do, it will never be enough for the people in that league that hate her guts.
Why do you assume
they hate her guts?
Why do you assume that she is trying to pander? Isn't it also...
Because I hear the language. It's the language of the pandering.
Scott, listen, let's get off the internet for 1 second. Everybody, right? This is not a conversation about wokeness, about my truth, about all that stuff, okay? I know that these are buzzwords on the internet. This is a young woman who's working in a league where she has colleagues. She said something about her place in that league. Why do you think automatically that it can't possibly be genuine?
It's the equivalent of me saying, you know why I wanted to be a journalist? Because I saw Barbara Walters on television. Because I saw someone that I really admired, and I liked the way she stood up for herself. It's the equivalent of me saying, you know who else I like? And go down a list of women who don't look like me, who do exactly what I do now, who gave me the dream, who gave me the opportunity. No one's offended by that statement, because I am talking about the work ethic, I'm talking about the quality of what they do, and I'm talking about the ability to see the dream, and it is possible. She grew up watching Maya Moore, who happens to be black. And she said, when I saw Maya Moore, and my dad would drive me an hour away to see Maya Moore play, I was like, is this a real thing? Can I live in this world? It's no different.
All right, let me let you get the very last word.
Well, it's a good question. When I hear the phrase white privilege, sports is the one place where nobody on the field has any privilege at all. She doesn't get extra points when she shoots because she's white. She gets the same number of points as anybody else. Sports is the great equalizer, and it just felt like to a lot of people that she was groveling for no reason, because she is an amazing player who deserves all the accolades she's getting right now for doing what she's doing for women's basketball.
All right, we really got to go, everyone. Thank you very, very much for that conversation. We'll be back in a moment.